Hello, hailing frequencies open nerds. How are we all doing today? You are most welcome here, my lovely nerdy friends, to our most welcomingest and nerdiest of space-related spaces and space places that we currently have on this channel, I think you'll find. You join us today for our second episode of Star Trek Adventures, Lower Decks New Moon, long title, no C. That's not what we're doing. Anyway, so hello to you. I am Jay. I will be your GM for this intrepid voyage into space and adventure. Maybe death and shenanigans. Who knows? Ooh, scary, creepy. We shall see. Anyway, enough about me. Over to my lovely crew. Michael, who are you and who are you going to be playing?
I am Michael, and I will be playing Rock, Samara, half Klingon, half Betazoid, all punching.
And he might rock you, but we'll see. So now we go over to the very lovely Killian. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Killian, and I'm going to be playing for Evate, who's half bird person, Aurelian, and half liberated Borg, because I'm a Berg.
Berg.
Berg is the word.
Thank you very much. And finally for today, but no mean leastly, Matthew, who are you and who are you playing?
I think I'm Matthew. We'll see how that goes. And today I'm going to be playing Jonathan Richards, the very beige, very boring human, possibly might crash and kill everybody else, Starfleet.
Yes, I may have, in my role as captain, I may have forbidden shuttlecraft from here on out.
That's fair.
Those of you with eagle eyes, with sharp eyes, will notice that we're missing the wonderful Sabina, unfortunately. She's not feeling very well, so we are intrepidly voyaging. We're boldly going without her today, which is sad, and we hope that they're feeling much better soon. So love and healing vibes out to you, my darling. Right, so the first order of business of the day is retcon session, to retcon stuff that happened in session 1 or stuff that I forgot to do in session 1. So first teeny tiny retcon is the lovely scene between Guinan and Saleya. All pretty much happened as it did, apart from Guinan's speech includes the excerpt that got cut from the editing floor. It didn't, but I'm saying it did. You know, I used to be a watcher. I used to observe people, planets, wars. It's part of why I've always loved having a bar. That was until a Vulcan, eventually friend of mine, said, to observe is to learn, to experience. Right. Though he was actually only half Vulcan. And with a glint in her eye, she departs. Retcon 2. After Rock was dismissed from the presence of Lieutenant Commander Tok, having had a dressing down for his veritably bruised disposition, Lieutenant Commander Tok handed Ensign 4 of 8 a pad. Ensign, here's a personal mission for you. Please keep the details of it to yourself. And you have the details of that in your journal. And finally, retcon number 3, part 3, the revenge. Rock, your personal pad chirps to receive an incoming message, which you have already seen in your journal, which is your personal mission from somebody who will remain unnamed at the moment. So that's retcon season over. Thank you for joining in. If you don't understand any of that, then go back and watch episode 1, either for the first time or for the second time. Invite a friend, take snacks and have a great time. Let's dive on into previously on New Moon. This appears as a standard previously on montage, so it's lots of jump cuts, voiceovers overlapping in scenes where they didn't previously go. We start off with Jonathan talking to the team in the corridor. Our captain is absolutely terrifying. And the voice of Sharon, everything you dreamed of. Cut to Rock getting pasted, but never can possess. Did you recognize them for? I want to know. Guinan sliding a drink to Saleya. To experience is to understand. cut back to the corridor. Who was he? Nothing's what it seems. The captain. Welcome to Burlesque. One ship, one family, one Indala. And then the opening credits run. Woo, music, funky stuff, spaceships, warp, explosions, planets, discoveries. I don't know why discoveries get its jazz hands, but it does. Cool. Any questions about the recap? No? Cool. Perfect. So, credits finish, music comes to a crescendo. It's all very sexy. Inspiring and uplifting and empowering and other words are available. The scene opens and we see the Indala casually sliding through space at kind of medium warp. The usual pinpricks of light of the stars in the distance are stretched into long wavelength shifted spectra. The voiceover of Captain's Log, Stardate. After an uneventful journey from Starbase 1, we are arriving in the Meglin system to deliver grain and agricultural support to the people there. Their crops have failed due to some unknown situation which we need to get to the bottom of. Whilst a crew are down on the planet, the astrometric department will be enjoying a rare treat as we bear witness to a planetary alignment that only occurs once every 100 years. As the Maglins are a peaceful people, this should be a straightforward mission for the first officer XO to get stuck into without the chance of a diplomatic incident. We cut to the outside of the ship. Just as it slips out of warp, just as easily as she slipped into warp. The nacelles lower into their rest position, and then we cut back to the bridge, where a fabulously dressed humanoid with an interesting and unique set of nose ridges is wrapping up a conversation with Captain Tren and the bridge crew. The captain finishes with, "Thank you, Moffy Guy. Our people will begin beaming down shortly, Indala out," and the screen switches back to an external view of the planet. The captain turns to his first officer. "Well, away team you go, XO." "Aye, aye, Captain. Time to turn on the old Starfleet charm. Save the planet, solve the mystery, prop failure, and save the day." And he strides dramatically to the turbo as the doors go shka. And he turns and stands in a bold power position, and they behind him. The captain sits back into his chair just as the camera catches Tok raising an eyebrow, turning towards the view screen, and the captain slumps back into his chair and rolls his eyes audibly. We cut down to the ensign's corridor where their bunks are. It's early in the morning. You've received your duty assignments for the day, but how are you all feeling / preparing / chatting for your lovely day ahead on Maglum Prime?
Listen, Rock, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the captain. I might have also let slip to talk about Fight Club, and I know you're not supposed to talk about Fight Club, but if the captain already knows...
Yeah, it's fine.
There's a Fight Club.
Anyways.
You
literally bet for him.
were there.
And I won. Because I bet on the captain, not knowing it was the captain. Because I just knew it was the captain.
Well, both of you are getting your invitations revoked.
Invitation to what? You crashing the ship?
Technically, I almost crashed a shuttle into the ship.
You got to upgrade at some point, right?
I'm not entirely sure that the captain will allow me to touch the ship.
You're touching it now.
Fair.
Well, I mean,
Right.
we're supposed to be heading for the transporter room soon. We should prepare. I have no idea what I'm supposed to grab outside of myself because I'm a fighter. So I'll see you down there. Or walks out.
That's completely fair. Let's see. pulls out the pad, looking over the mission.
Yeah, so all of your paths ping. And I wrote a hilarious pun down somewhere. Now I can't find it, and that's really annoying me. So I'm just going to have to try and...
I think just whilst Rock is looking at the mission, Jonathan's going to wander over to the nearest replicator and just replicate a few sick bags just in case.
Yeah. So it's approaching the start of your shift. This is the piece of text that I meant to read. Approaching the start of your shift, you have orders to report to the main transporter room at 8 a.m. And how are you preparing for your first assignment? So just for the benefit of the viewers at home, or not at home, they don't have to be at home, the primary objectives of the mission are to deliver the grain, to deliver the agricultural equipment, to deploy the multivariant nucleonic subterranean probes in 1 by 1 10 by 10 grid per shift. So there will be multiple shifts coming down whilst we're at Maglum Prime, to determine the nature of the crop failure with a stretch goal to find a resolution to the problem, and additional objectives of assist the Maglum people, however feasible, and build/enhance the relationship between Starfleet and the Maglum peoples.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to be carrying a lot of stuff from one place to another. We all joined Starfleet to carry boxes. Let's go.
Cool. So you all making your way down to transporter room from yes?
Yeah.
Making my way.
So whilst you're making your way out of your corridor around the corner, we cut back up to we cut down to main engineering, and Chief Crankit is with his engineers tapping buttons as they do whilst they have some quiet time. And you get Chief Crankit to the bridge. Yeah, go ahead, Crankit. Captain, now we're here. I was wondering, can we take the warp core offline so we can start doing our initial diagnostics now we've had our first proper run at warp? Captain goes, yes, I don't see any reason why not. Alert the crew that the warp core will be down and we'll be running on secondary power for the time being. Have at it. Just make sure that astrometrics have their sensor suites. Aye, Captain, no problem. He turns to engineering. He goes, okay, let's get on with that diagnostic. And engineering cheer with excitement because they love nothing better than a good diagnostic. Cut back.
That's what she said.
Well, wait till they start scrutinizing Jeffrey's tube. Lucky Jeffrey. We cut back down to the transporter room as the doors open, and you walk in. Also in the transporter room is XOXO, who is in his hemiest of hemi-scant uniforms, the one with the gold trim. He has a pad, he's skimming over orders and what have you. All of the heavy equipment is being beamed down from the cargo bays using the cargo transporters because that makes sense. As you arrive, the XO says, right then, young scallywag ensigns, here's what you need to know. Once we're down there, we'll probably be mostly on our own because as you've read the brief, you'll know that there is some kind of very strange and weird high-level atmospheric ionic interference. So we need to be on our alert at all times. Whilst I'm doing the diplomacy thing with the leaders of the planet, you'll be doing the agricultural thing with the other people somewhere on the planet. Any questions? Excellent. Let's beam. And he steps up onto the transporter pad.
Are there other people other than just the three of us, obviously, going?
There are other people who will be going down. Saleya is currently with you. A couple of other ensigns have teamed up. Some of them have got like backpacks, shoulder pack. They've got a couple of bits and pieces that they've been ordered to bring with them. You get the impression that you might be there as muscle/grunt work, but once you get down there, the equipment will be there for you to utilize. So not really, you're not on logistics duty.
step back and let people that actually have like packs and stuff beam down first.
Okay.
Did I frustrate the captain so much that I ended up on the security team, just carrying things and staring wistfully while people do jobs?
You're not even security.
No. We're ensigns, Jonathan. We get to carry the boxes.
And if we're lucky, beat people up.
We should be so lucky. I've never punched a Maglin.
Have you ever met a Macklin?
No.
That makes sense then. And 4 will walk forward and beam down.
Cool. So 4, Rock, Jonathan, and Soleil step up onto the transporter pad. And the transporter chief, the one operating the panel, presses his buttons, finds the coordinates, puts his hand on the slider, slides it up. An alarming chirp goes off, and an alarming chirp goes off. And the 4 of you see the familiar blue shimmer, and then it dissipates. 3 of you materialize down on the planet.
Where the hell's Saleya?
Cut back to the transporter room, and the transporter chief is pressing buttons more furiously. He's going, "Oh, not this shit again!" Hang on, and then he presses his comm badge, and he's like, "Chief, crank it to the main transporter room, please. We're having that problem again." He gets. After a second to get into the accent, Chief, crank it. "Oh, for the love of all things that are holy, I'll be back up there in a second. Never a minute's peace on this blasted ship." And
Ensign Samara to transporter room.
Go
We're
ahead,
short
Ensign.
one. Yeah, we're
Yes.
short.
Yes, we know. We've got them in a buffer up here. She's buffering. It's one of our pads has this buffering thing. It's something to do with bandwidth or some kind of something. There's some other process running that's taking all of the bandwidth and it's using it. And we keep trying to track it down and we think we've got it and then we haven't got it. And then she'll probably be along in like 5-10 minutes. It'll be fine. Just carry on. Perfectly safe. Nothing to worry about. And dollar out.
Please don't make 2 of her. One's enough.
The
You would
line's already
think
been cut.
they'd have figured something like this out.
Or at
That is
least
worrisome.
cordoned off the pad.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
don't
Hey,
use,
maybe
don't use the
this
broken
one's
pad.
glitchy. Don't use it. Yeah.
Just put some tape around it.
Yeah.
As the immediate threat of a missing Saleya in a transporter accident, what could possibly go wrong, is dealt with. You take in the view of Maglin Prime around you. It is not how the pictures in the Starfleet database looked. The pictures in the Starfleet database was this lush green countryside that just looked beautiful. The crop was this wonderful kind of, if you imagine a gold sea of wheat, which is my personal nightmare, gold sea of wheat, but also like with shimmering silver through it as well. The crops would be about a good 5.5 feet high, but not thick like corn, but fine like a wheat-based crop here on Earth. Despite the fact that the crops have failed and they are just black, kind of desiccated and just charred, there's no apparent smell of rot or burning or ionization or anything. The air is still really clear, really fresh. The ground beneath your feet feels kind of soft and plush, apart from the fact that the crops, which cover a massive percentage of the planet, are blackened and dead. Everything else is absolutely fine.
I'm no scientist, but that seems odd.
It's pretty, yeah.
You're not given too much time as you see your commanding officer walking towards the greeting party, who is Moffigai, who everybody at home has seen established on the view screen already. But as he is moving towards, you know that you should fall in behind.
We should catch up with his scantness.
We follow.
You totter along behind and catch up shortly. Nobody's really going too quickly apart from his scantness, who is striding out at a steady clip. He's shorter than average, possibly overcompensating, and stood on a slight podium, not a big one, just a little one, just to give them a little extra height, is Moffigai. It's clear that they are the leader of the settlement because they are dressed fantastically. Everybody else is just dressed kind of normally for a planet. The outfit is what I can only describe as extravagant. The top is very much serving drag ball gown. It's greens and reds and purples. It's got a bit of an iridescent shimmer, and it slowly smolders down into more earthy tones down as you get to the waistline, and then blends into a trouser suit bottom half that's quite sensible and functional. But there's an odd gap around the mid-thigh to knee area, displaying well-toned and powerful thighs.
This outfit hurts my eyes.
And as established in the opening sequence, they have the Maglan people have a unique set of nose ridges that bespoke purely to their planet, and because that's the cheapest way that we can do makeup in the Star Trek universe, apparently. As the commander and the fleet flank platoon, no, that sounds too militarian. And the squadron, no, still bad. And all of the ensigns arrive behind. In the background,
The away team.
That would do, you see, a bit like the biobed fiasco of the last session. Biobed was the word we were looking for. Viewers at home, if you got it, well done. You may have a point of momentum. Well done. Yes, as the expanded away team arrive, in the background, you can see bits of equipment are being beamed down, kind of around the one broken pad. And the group arrive, the away team arrives. So as you approach, Moffigai begins their speech. Hello and welcome to Maglan Prime, where we are the harvest. You join us on a most serendipitous and auspicious time as we celebrate our grand harvest, which is once every 100 planetary orbits. We have a major celebration where we receive the blessing from the skies alight. We have many festivities, many parties, and soliloquies. We invite you to come and to join in. And when the skies are light and the blessing will be here for our harvest, for our blessed 100 orbits to come. Oh, and I see that you honor and delight us with your humble display of thigh flesh, Commander. Please follow me to my delightful... I'm very sorry. I'm breaking these teeth in for a friend. Please follow me, Commander. My delightful head of agriculture, Kimberly Tor, will be coordinating the fieldwork with your crew. And then Moffigai spins round, flamboyantly, of course, and sweeps off towards the buildings behind you.
Before he goes, can I read him?
You can try and read them, yes.
Yeah, them. Yeah.
What did we write down was your reading skills?
I'm insight command, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Can I throw cold? Can I throw cold reading on top to get a whole everything?
I will allow it.
Yeah. Insight command perform use focus. Yeah. 1.
You don't really get much for a 1. Felt like just your standard interplanetary welcome speech.
Is there any like? I'm just like anxiety check, like just
No, this is everyday leader of a planet speaking to visitors of the planet. From watching their gestures, their body language, and what have you, there's nothing that you're picking up on that would suggest that anything is untoward.
Four leans into her friends and whispers, how are they gonna bless crops when the crops are...
It's a very good question. I was just gonna say they seem strangely unconcerned about all of this, like, you know, emotionally.
Perhaps they know something we don't.
Yeah, maybe.
Or they're just putting a good face on it because Starfleet.
Maybe. Yeah, could be. All right. Let's go move some damn boxes.
Cool. So, Muffy Guy and the commander head off towards the buildings that were a short distance away. And stepping forwards in much more sensible clothing for a head of agriculture is the person who introduces themselves. They step forward and they say, all right, then I'm Kimberlato. How's you? Who are you lot?
Are they also showing massive thighs?
No, their thighs are covered because when you're farming, you know, danger. Will
yeah. Just had to do with
thigh distracted by it. You don't want to be distracted by a sexy thigh whilst you're in the middle of yeah.
We're the grunts and muscles to move the things we brought.
Yeah.
We move things.
We're taking all of that and putting it wherever you want it, I guess.
Oh, all right then. Suddenly he's from the South Country. Kimberlato. Suddenly he's a pirate. All right then, let's check. What's your names? He shouldn't be from there. I was like, what's the name, Glenn?
I'm Ensign Samara.
Right. Okay, and
I am Ensign of 8.
Okay. And
have they met Borg before? Did they look disconcerted by the metal bits?
Don't appear to.
Okay.
And I am Ensign Richards.
Oh, right. You're with me. Where the hell? What accent? Anyway, yeah. So, really good. Right. Come on then. You're with me. We're going to investigate some of the dead crops. Your job's to help me do some investigating, and then you've got some like probes or something. We're going to stick in ground. That are meant to maybe help us, apparently. So that'll be welcome. We need to get out there, though, but I was told there'll be a couple of, and as he says that, a number of vehicles, like wheeled vehicles, get beamed down. He goes, oh, a couple of those we'll need to get there because it's a bit of a trek away. Not as far as you've come, obviously, because it's just across planet. But yeah, there's 4 teams, so you're beta shift, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Right. Well, there should be another one of you. Holly and
got
buffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at that point, a blonde. No, that's too easy. A blue-haired girl comes across and goes. Oh my God, I just got hit. Apparently, like one of your team she's stuck in a buffer or something.
Yeah. Are you our new science?
Yeah, I'm approximately your new science. I'm Ensign Bush. Hi. So yeah, where are we going?
With him. And then Ford just walks forward and starts loading shit we need into the
Okay.
vehicle.
I want to read this guy too.
This
It's gonna be
guy.
on
Okay,
Jonathan.
then. Read away.
Yeah. Go gadget Betazoid. Jesus, we're having a day. All right.
How's the concussion, Rock?
Not good. Good. Yeah.
Maybe the ionization is messing with his empathy ability.
Yeah. You get that this guy is he is a bit frustrated that the crops are dead because he is a farmer and he's farmed all his life and the crops are dead.
Right. Well, at
And
least one
he
person's
doesn't
having
know
a
why
hard
the
time.
crops are dead.
Yeah. Great. That's fine. That's good. He's reacting appropriately to the situation.
It's good to see that somebody acknowledges that the crops are dead.
Cool. So we'll skip the shopping scene and
Alright.
loading up the cars. But who's going to be driving the cars to the location? It's a
Ensign
bit
Richard?
like flying a ship.
Don't crash, Jonathan.
How dangerous are they if they crash?
Crash them and find out.
Okay. Yeah. Jonathan will get behind the wheel, metaphorically or literally speaking.
There'll be two
And-
vehicles. Who's doing the other one?
Oh, I'll drive the other one. Okay.
Perfect.
Probably
I would
a good
like-
plan.
So we'll put Kimbleator and Rock in one car. We'll put Jonathan and Holly in the other car. Which car would you like to go in? 4 of 8.
Holly Bush. Oh my god.
Ford just kind of keeps looking around, realizes Rock is probably still annoyed with them, so goes to the one that Jonathan's driving.
Okay.
I mean,
Look,
I can't almost
I love you
crash
too, but
twice
now's not
in
the time.
2 days, right?
Listen, I
Vacations
didn't
come
use
to
it
help you
this
drive.
time.
It'll be okay.
It's just like hit the comms once Forrest like in. Race ya.
Oh, it's a race.
Oh no! Jesus. Now we're all back.
Yep.
Oh, we really rush it? Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
race.
no. Rock just
We-
took off.
Yep. Jonathan can do this. This is his thing. He can drive.
What are you doing, shitbag? That's not for you. Stop it.
But he was talking to me then. I was like, I can drive.
I can drive. You said I was allowed to.
Oh god. Vito, why?
Okay, so I need you to make me a con command, I think. Check.
Con command?
Those are both under discipline.
Those are
I
both
think
Control
control
command?
command.
Or-
Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to do. Yeah, control. Con control.
Can I
was
argue for
trying-
daring?
So it's definitely con, and then daring if you're rock and you're going quickly. If you're racing to catch up, daring. If you're going more sensibly, control.
Yeah, you know, I've heard that proverb. Turtle and the hare. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with control.
Cool. In which case, do me some rolls.
I'm definitely gonna also give you a threat.
Thank you.
I am not. I'd rather make it there in one piece than blow something up at this point in time.
Rude. Let's click the right things first. This isn't not an empathy check. This is a drive the car check. Yeah. Let's go. All right.
I'm going to assume that his flight control systems aren't going to apply to the...
Nope.
No. Checking, but...
Oh my god.
Oh, well,
Cool.
video
So-
is just...
Video is having a disco day.
It is.
We tied.
Right, so Rock floors this all-terrain vehicle, we'll call it, and there's a cloud of dust as they launch and take off. The occupants bounce around. Yeah, they set up into the distance, and then a bit more reservedly, you've got John, click, 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 boopy doop, boop, boop. Ooh. Avoids the rocks, this, that, the other.
Beep, beep, beep.
3-point turn. Seatbelts.
Signaling.
Readjust the
10 and
rearview
2.
mirror.
On the pad.
Now, both of you make me an insight security. No, insight con check.
Oh, okay.
Everybody or just them?
Sorry, just the two drivers.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay. Now, Rock, are you still racing? You still trying to get there first?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so I need another daring con from you, and John, I need another control con from you.
Have another threat.
Okay.
Rock is very competitive. I don't know if you figured that out yet.
We still ended up with 2 successes, but damn, those were high
Yep.
rolls.
It's
Yeah.
just 2 successes. 2 successes. 2 successes.
We're just like, meh.
It's like driving gloves on.
Final set, and then I need another insight con from both of you.
Insight.
Oh, 1 success this time.
Oh, none. All right.
And
I'm
then
gonna
a
crash this.
final daring con, control con.
Have a threat.
Okay.
Right.
Is it more or less threatening when you whisper it?
For me, more.
Still 2. Can't get more than 2, apparently. Don't know how many dice. Oh my god.
So,
This is uncanny.
Rock takes off. Jonathan poodles off. Jonathan, your journey is much more straightforward. You see that giant boulder.
Giant boulder.
You see that giant pothole. You avoid that small child. And you will arrive at your destination, quite, intact. All of your equipment is still where it should be. Rock. Whoa! You speed off with great honor. The passengers in the vehicle, as you bounce over a very large rock, narrowly avoiding spilling some of your load, phrasing, from the back of the car. There, whilst they don't say anything out loud, you hear what they're thinking, and that's a bit distracting as the vehicle then bounces into a giant pothole. Throwing the gear about in the vehicle, you know, it's strapped down, but you know, you don't know how well padded the cases are in which the sensitive scientific equipment that you've brought to the planet with you is in. But you know, and as you screech to a halt in front of a small child and stop about 6 inches short of mowing them down, the torrent of abuse that you pick up from Kimberlito is profane, but it's in a language you don't necessarily understand. The kid, on the other hand, thinks it's the coolest thing they have ever seen in their life, and they scamper off as happy as anything. And Kimberlito goes, "It's just as bloody well you stopped, because that's Moffy Guy's nephew, Peter. If you'd have mowed him down, there'd have been hell to pay. But as you can see, he likes nothing more than stupid, ridiculous fun. Anyway, we're almost there. Come on."
I know a Peter like that.
Yeah. He's like, "That's the coolest thing ever!" And then he runs off with like a pretend sword and, you know, a green hat. And
Well, since
stuff.
Rock had to stop for the child, I feel like we won this race.
Yeah, so then once the child's out of the way, floor it, cloud of dust, and you get to the destination. Jonathan and team are already starting to unpack equipment.
Oh, Rock, what kept you?
I was showing a child how awesome I am.
Much honor.
Correct. Good job. Good win.
Four shakes her head and goes back to lifting insane amounts of equipment.
Hey, mate, you asked for a lower deck show. I'm going to give you one. Yeah.
C4. This is what I'm talking about. The
I
turtle
picture that
eats
Four
the
is
hair.
like lifting up all this heavy stuff, and it looks like it should be unbalanced, but then her wings are coming up and balancing it from behind.
I need to remember that if ever there's a tightrope skill check, it's actually going to be no problem at all for 4 of 8. It's like, "Loo-loo-loo-loo-loo." Not only that,
I could just fly over.
you just lie, yeah. I mean, I think we've all had that D&D game where somebody goes, "Ha! And there's this giant chasm. How are you going to get across it?" "Well, I can fly." "Oh,
See
And
that
I'm
or
strong, so I
I
can
can
carry
see in the
people
dark.
over.
yeah." "You check for traps." "Oh, what, you mean the floor's trapped? Okay, well, I'll fly over it." Oh.
All right.
Cool. Right. So you arrive, and Kimberlito dismounts and starts helping you unload the containers, and goes, "Right. Well, if I'm reading this equipment correctly, these are..." Where's my list? Because I've named these things, so they've got a proper name and everything. So these boxes are the multivariant nucleonic subterranean probes. We need to set these out in a 10 by 10 grid so that we can start analyzing both the crops and the soil, whilst also simultaneously stimulating the crops and the soil to see if we can get some kind of growth going, so that we can try and determine if there's some kind of problem with the soil and crops, or if it's an atmospheric problem, maybe with the high atmosphere ionization that's playing havoc with something, or if there's something else that could be occurring. But we could do with doing some high resolution scans on probably stuff around here to see if there's anything further. I believe you brought some better scanning equipment. I hope it's not bounced out on the way over. So yeah, Starfleet, get on in Starfleet.
Let me get this.
Is there anything to these probes besides just sticking them in the ground?
Yeah.
Well, at this point, Holly steps forward. She's like, "Oh my god, this place is like so pretty. Apart from the black crops, they're a bit of a downer. I think we should totally fix that. You know, if we can't grow anything, maybe we should just like spray them something nice. But totally, we could, you know, like just science the shit out of it. Yeah, we need to deploy." And she pulls out a pad and starts doing sciencey things. She goes, "We need to deploy them in like a 10 by 10 grid, and they have to be this much distance apart so that they can interface and interrelay between them. A bit like an interplexing beacon, but not like an interplexing beacon, because that would be even worse for the crops. So the idea is that they use the multivariant nucleonic frequencies to stimulate different kinds of reactions from the different kinds of electrons that are free flowing between the different shells."
I was going to put my finger on her mouth. So
please don't touch me.
Either of you
I will be
understand
forced to
that?
stab you.
Fair enough. You're
Thank you.
babbling.
Okay.
Ford just starts grabbing the probes and like hanging them
like-
off her wings so that she can just walk over and stand there
carry
for
them.
people to grab them.
We're stimulating the stalks to promote growth, right? That's the base.
Kinda, yeah.
Great. Let's do that. Let's stimulate some stalks.
But they're going to need to be spread out over a very large area, which is kind of why we have the cars.
Yep. Great.
So, as you seem
See,
to
I
like
was thinking
cars-
like 10 feet, and apparently I was wrong on that.
Yeah.
Oh no, they've got a much greater range than that. And that's why we've got 4 teams. So each of the different shifts is going to be working in a different area to try different things. And by using areas that are further apart from each other, it means that they're isolated from affecting each other, you see?
I feel like we're all just walking away from her as she's talking, just carrying our boxes.
Damn it, Holly! I'm a pilot, not a scientist.
Yeah, well, today you're a botanist, so suck it up, Buttercup, and start sticking stakes in the ground directly where this beeper tells you.
That I can do.
Yeah. Get to stimulating, Johnny.
So I have
10 by
half the
10
probes that I'm in one of the cars and going off to plant probes.
So, heads up. 10 by 10 grid, 100 probes, 50 probes a car.
Okay.
This is going to be a long task.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing like fitness plus science to get these in the correct
God.
spot.
God, I hope it's
Right.
not science.
There are other tasks you can do first or later, but what we can do is we can make this an extended task. That thing I said I wasn't gonna do at the start.
I was like, hold on there, buckaroo.
You
Thought we weren't
hang on
doing
a
that.
second. You
That
said
sounds
we
familiar.
weren't gonna do one of these.
As soon
I
as you
know,
said
and
we
then
weren't doing that, I was like, we are definitely
Yeah,
doing that.
It's much
gonna
like
do
time
it.
travel and Matt.
What's the first thing? Yeah. What's the first thing you do with the Fight Club? They mention Fight Club. They mention Fight Club. So, extended task. Ensign Hollybush goes, "Oh my God, you guys, we could." She's suddenly and legally blonde. We could totally make this like a game where there's like a team of us in one car and like a team of us in the other car or vehicle, technically speaking, and we see who can set out the grids the quickest by driving and then staking them into the ground at the right location. I mean, I could very quickly rig up our pad so that they give off a beep when you have to stab them in. Just don't, fuck it up.
I think perhaps this is too important a task for this planet to turn it into a game.
Or are you afraid you'll lose?
Again.
Jonathan, I think it's you and I against these two, and slow and steady wins the race, and we're gonna win this because we're both slow and steady.
We
And
will take
walk
this professionally, one step at
Rock,
a time.
pulls out his pad, types a couple of things, and Dragula starts playing out of his car.
So, team, are we ready? Right, let me look at what skills we're going to use for this. Attributes and disciplines. So, my driving boys. This will be, for the both of you, control con.
Okay.
I'm sad.
Sols.
Can I argue for daring again?
If
Going fast. Gotta go fast.
Yeah, if you wanted to do it, hell for leather, yes. But if you get
This
it
just
wrong,
became a competition. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, true.
It's gonna go very wrong.
Yeah, if you get it wrong, then then we might start introducing resistance or setbacks. Okay.
100%.
Okie dokie. Or at least your half of it. That's a better one. Yeah, okay, I've got a plan. I have a cunning plan. Shame on you, shame on your cow. Cool.
Lower decks.
And and then Killian, who will be rolling for who will be rolling for 4 of 8 and Saleya. We're using Saleya's sheet to cover for Holly. Yeah. Saleya's from the buffer is like using her Katra to show Holly what she needs to do. You will be using. I will allow
Reason science.
No, not reason. It will be control, because it's about accuracy, precision, and careful timing. It's about getting the spikes in the right place from a moving vehicle. Or fitness.
Okay.
If you're in. No, I'll allow it to be fitness from either car because it is a bit of a trying to get the spike into the ground and you're doing it like 50 times in a row.
Fitness. Yeah, I'm using fitness for 4 and then control for Holly.
Okay, and the thingy, the other one. Discipline, yeah. I'm such a good GM, ladies and gentlemen. I know terms and words and everything. Good at descriptions, not great with detail. Science. Science or engineering, I would allow.
Okay.
Unless you want to pitch something else to me.
I really don't think anything else would work. So
perfect. Then they are your choices, my lovely friends. So, gentlemen, stand by your engines. And may the best woman win. Let's begin. Holly will say, okay, on Kimberlito. No, she won't use the accent. Oh my God, Holly. No. Oh my God, everybody's become somebody else. It's all gone horribly wrong. There are too many people in my head, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Kimberlito. Is that how she would say it? Kimberlito. Kimberlito, that would be it. We need you to count us down and then tell us when to go, okay? Kimberlito. Yeah, okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go! And off you go. Gentlemen, please make your driving rolls.
Can do. Also, guess what? Have a threat.
I am also going to purchase a D20 with a threat because I've realised after all of this time that I have bold con, which allows me to re-roll a single D20
nice.
if I purchase a D20 by adding 2 threat.
Way to know your gear.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Well, it's at least it's difficulty 0, so.
And no complication.
Yeah, close though. Oh my. But also untapped potential. Actually, may use my talents. So I need to. I'll roll one challenge die. How do I roll just one challenge die on this thing?
Roll challenge. The challengey button on the left-hand side on your character sheet. It's just under your stats on the left.
Number of dice.
And then just put one in there. Yeah.
One.
That's a D6 though.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
3,
all right.
nothing. Yeah. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
It's fine. But we could have gotten bonus momentum if I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You can also do that. There.
Yes. I'm just trying to work out how I do it.
Yeah.
So
We
on
all
your
have
character sheet.
Perform challenge.
Yeah.
Yep.
One.
And then just put in 1.
1 dice.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, that's 1 threat.
One
I'm all
momentum.
of Jay.
Oh, so if you get an effect, does it give threat?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
success is momentum.
Yeah.
Yay.
Nice. I wonder what I will save all of these threat for now. I have. Lovely.
Threat.
So, Rock, as you slam your foot down, the tires spin and you don't go quite so far as Jonathan, who takes off at a nice steady pace, and he's ahead of you. Oh, doesn't that sting? Dishonor on you, dishonor on you. Over to the ladies doing the important stuff. So, 4 of 8. Make me your whatever it was that we said we would do. Fitness.
So
I don't know.
am
I
I
keep tapping
doing-
my badge. I'm just like, ooh, I've got a badge.
So do I need to perform the task at all, or am I just doing a challenge and getting a number of dice for that?
You have to perform the task.
Perform the task first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Four,
But
four.
as there are 4 momentum in the pool, so you can spend momentum to get extra dice.
Okay. Do. I'm just gonna roll regularly. Ooh, that went really well.
Right.
Now for
Pause for a
Soleil.
sec. So
Oh,
something I need to just so that I know that you know what's happening. So you need to get 3 successes
Oh, gotcha.
in order to make progress on the work track. So
Yeah.
if you spend 1 momentum on each roll, then you'll get 3 dice to roll rather than just the standard 2.
Okay.
So that will increase your chances of getting your 3 successes.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Okay. Ignore that amazing roll.
No, it's okay. I'll absolutely let you bank those 2 successes, and we can roll another D20 to, work it out.
Okay. I'll just
Good
do
character sheet
one
wise.
dice in my dice and pool.
Do you have any?
Oh no!
Oh no!
No!
At least it's not my fault.
No!
That
Do
took
you
the
have
momentum.
Any
Oracle.
focuses or values that might come into
Um,
use or might apply here? Focuses. That's what I'm looking for.
maybe cybernetics or team dynamics.
Maybe team dynamics.
Yeah, team dynamics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what that means is that anything that rolls beneath the equal to or beneath the discipline you're using counts as a crit. So it counts as 2 successes. So that means that 2 that you rolled counts for
and the 4.
2. What is your?
No, 'cause 2. My discipline. Sorry, I was looking at attribute. Yeah. So yes,
Yep, it's okay.
that's still 3, but a complication.
So you got 3 successes, 3 successes, and a complication. So the 3 successes means that you can roll challenge dice, and the challenge dice is 2 plus the discipline that you use for that task. So the discipline.
So 4
was 2. Yeah, so 4 in total.
Yeah. Woohoo!
So 4 successes. So you've completed 4 work on the work track.
I'm scared to see what the complication is.
The complication is Rock is now winning the race. Let's go.
Big green sick bags, just for the record. Don't know if
Oh,
Borg
there we go.
might need
Attempt
those,
number
but
1. Work done 4. There we go. Ah, it's all work. Oh, it's so nice. I've got it on my iPad in front of me. That's what was confusing me. Anyway, so your complicate. Yep. So we used a momentum. Let's do the next roll, and I'll think about complications for you.
All right.
Let's go.
Here's task
All right,
for Holly.
Holly's going to spend a momentum. Ahem.
Yes.
Okay.
Click. Got it.
Oh no!
I mean, that's 3 successes.
What were you all knowing at?
Because I'm not actually Holly, so that's not my team.
yeah.
That I just rolled 3 successes.
Oh, it's that.
for.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Right, let's just double check Slayer's sheet, see if she's got any focuses. Language, music, trauma, no.
Medical
no.
field, emergency medicine, biology, trauma surgery, music, language.
No. So no, absolutely no focuses there. But 3 successes. So please roll challenge dice.
4
and
for science.
roll 6.
So 6.
Yeah.
No!
Nice!
I'm helping the wrong team.
Can I have Holly on my team, please?
Nope.
Sorry for it, but
Listen, I was not built for science.
neither was I. It's okay. You were built for like punching and stabbing things. Maybe like
Very
stabbing
much
things into
that.
the ground. Can we make that argument, Gamesmaster?
No,
Like stabbing probes.
no.
Hand-to-hand
What I'm
combat.
doing over here, but stab.
Hand-to-ground combat.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a tubule for this, no. So you take off, and this isn't like one probe at a time that we're doing. So you take off and you get through a number of probes as you go. And on your side of things, Jonathan, you're driving nice and steadily, nice and sedately, and 4 of 8 is like, right, get ready, watching the pad, stab! Okay, next one, prime it, turn it on, configure it, watch the pad, stab! Next one, prime it, you hit about, whoop! And then you stand back up and stop, right, back up, stab, right, and then you carry. Heads down in the back, I can't see. Stab, and then carry. On the other side of the field, rock blaring. What was it? What music did you say?
Dragula.
That is it. He's just like, "Wah!" And Holly is hanging out the back of this thing, and she's just like, boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang, over a bump, boom, bang. At one point, she's holding on to like the security rail with the inside of the top of her ankle, and she's got a spear in her hand. She's like, bang, she's just 2 at a time. It's really strong stuff.
Yeah.
You got your first breakthrough. You're about a quarter of the way through the field at this point as a whole. So let's move on. Drivers, roll your dice.
Yeah.
I wish to purchase another point of threat, please.
You have 2
Same.
momentum in the pool still. So you can spend a momentum.
but
Oh no, because if you use threat, then you can re-roll, can't you?
Yep.
1 threat each.
Yeah. That is like that. So. I'm on the ground. Let's go.
And I'm going to re-roll that 18.
If you do task again and just bring it down to 1 dice, you can re-roll a 20. Oh no!
No.
Are you sure
Yeah.
you
I
want
feel
to
like-
spend threat and then give me a complication?
Not really, if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
So that's
Cool.
4 momentum.
So you're at 6
6.
momentum total. Yeah, you maxed out momentum. Cool. Okay. So 4 of 8. Please, would you do your spearing rolls?
And I'm using a momentum to purchase a die.
Yep.
Got it.
Using focus because I have team dynamics.
What I will say, too late. No, technically not too late. I will say you have 6 momentum in the pool, so you could actually buy 2 dice for each of you. That would cost 3
Okay, yeah,
momentum
that's-
for each side. So
All right, I'll
you
roll
can
one
roll
more dice
another
for
d20.
me.
And Rob there. Yeah, gotcha.
So you got one
One
success. So on the rate, what happens in a second? If you could roll for Holly, Soleil, who is currently playing Holly. Killian, who's playing Soleil, who's playing
Oh,
Holly.
wait,
I'll spend
You
2
going-
more momentum and
3 momentum for 2 more
turn
dice.
3 for
Yeah.
4. Okay.
for 2 more dice.
Dropping
Yeah.
it to 0. Gotcha. Yeah. 4 dice to use. What's
God
a lot?
damn
Yeah,
it!
this is it.
You got
So
there.
roll 6
Got
dice,
there.
6 challenge dice, please.
And then I'll roll 4s because I did not roll 4s challenge. Well, there was only 1 success, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I didn't have. Oh wait, so it's 4 dice total.
6.
6 dice for Holly.
6.
Yeah. Not so good that time.
3 additional work. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So
Do effects
I'll
do
continue.
anything?
Sorry?
Do effects
Uh,
matter for this one?
Not in this one.
Okay.
Not in this particular instance. So on rock side of things, just rocking on, you might say. Speeding around the corners, coming back down like the next row. Holly's stabbing them in the ground. You're just making
Yeah.
a good, steady, even progress. Not as great as you did the first time, but that's probably because Holly's having to slow you down whilst opens a new case to get more spears out.
Yeah.
She got through so many to begin with.
Just grinding through 20th century fucking heavy metal.
Yeah. Jonathan and 4 of 8. You are driving along. Probe into the ground. And Jonathan, as you're turning to look to make sure that everything's okay, you hit a bump.
Is it Peter?
No, it is not a small child. And the vehicle lurches. 4 of 8 gets thrown out of the back of the vehicle. Hits the deck and takes a point of stress.
First point of stress taken in the game.
Jonathan, you slam on the brakes, and that slows you down whilst pick her back up, get back in the car, get going again. Gentlemen, re-roll your driving checks.
Guess what?
What?
Threat.
Are you spending threat?
I'm scared.
You might. Don't max me out on threat. That's all I'm saying. I'm a donkey
You
on the
have a
edge.
max?
Are you having one as well, Jonathan?
Damn. Nice.
Yeah, go on. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, you get re-rolls when you on this one, so I don't. I'm just
Listen, if we re-roll, we get fucking complications on this team.
Okay, look. I'm just saying the last time I re-rolled D18, it didn't go very well. But I'm doing it again.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Currently, we got 2.
Much better.
There we go.
Yes.
Max that on momentum again. Let's go.
Okay, over to the ladies with the probes.
All right. Can I argue for changing 4 of 8's discipline to command because command would make sense because she's now upset, but that's making her more focused and being more domineering with watching and being prepared.
No.
And bossing Jonathan
Damn
around.
it.
So
He's just like, okay.
I tried.
That's not just me being mean. Command is very much leadership. It's
Oh,
direction.
yeah, that makes sense.
It's command track. It's captaincy, commander, lieutenant commander. It's that I need you to go here to do this thing to, or inspiring
That's valid.
leadership. Yeah. helping others resist fear and panic, that kind of stuff, rather than command of self, it's
argument I
command
can
of
make
others.
for security and being upset and being more direct.
Not a threatening situation.
Okay.
Hang on, let me
Well,
think this through.
technically, I've been thrown out of the car, so I have been threatened.
I would actually, I'll give it to you on the grounds of watching for potential perils, strategy, and survival skills and athleticism. So I'll give it to you on those grounds.
Okay.
Go 4 of
All
8.
right.
So having realized that there is actually a very physical toll in this, I'll give you that. The change in approach has been warranted.
Spending 3 momentum for 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 6 successes.
Ooh.
There we
That was
go.
with a crit as well. Did you have your focus enabled for that?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
Because of the team dynamics and technically survival.
Yep. So 6 successes. So you got all 3 of those momentum back. Fantastic.
Yep.
So
And I
please roll
6 for
6 challenge dice. Here we go.
Ooh. Much
5
better.
successes.
5
Much
successes.
That is
Breakthrough on your
another
side.
breakthrough. So you're
Let's go.
you're 3/4 of the way through the challenge at the moment. The work track is now full. So you've all got the measure of this piece of work now. So it's just going through the motions and not hitting complications. You just need to get that last breakthrough, which, to be fair, Team Rock and Holly are probably going to nail unless something is horribly wrong. So you do have 6 momentum that you could spend on this roll, or you could save some for later. So entirely up to you.
I mean, we'll spend 3 to get
Yeah, that
2
seems
dice.
consistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
All right.
Hit me with those 6.
We can spend momentum to re-roll challenge dice, right?
You could, but you don't need to.
That's true.
You win.
That's right. We don't need breakthroughs anymore. That's right. Yeah.
You have success. So
We are the greatest.
So you've got 3 momentum. That's all good. I have a mountain of threat.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else remember the pirate warning in the briefing?
I do now,
have to
and I'm
worry about
excited. Something to punch? Yes, let's go.
I mean, there could be a reason why I accidentally slipped into a stereotypically piratical accent at the start of the
I
episode.
did wonder.
It could just be being shit. Who knows? You'll find out.
It could just be your voice in the head waiting.
You're skipping around, and as you continue through, after 4 of 8, you get back up and you get back in the vehicle. You're on it. You've changed your approach. You've adapted, you might say, your approach to the situation. And John's perhaps adapted his way of scrutinizing the land in this vehicle now that he's a bit more comfortable with the gravity and the traction and, throwing into a corner to turn a bit more quickly. You complete your 50 probes. But by the time you get to the midpoint, so the end of your section, Rock and Holly are sat there, chilling out, feet up, earth rock music playing. You come to a rest, and Kimberlito is, whilst you're in the car rocking out, Kimberlito is bringing all the probes online and doing analysis. Things are pinging, readings are coming in, it's all good. At that point, in a little buggy, up comes your XO.
No.
And he hops out of his vehicle and he goes, I see you have achieved our first testing grid. Well done. That's well in advance of Delta Shift, who are a few clicks away working on their grid. So, tell me, ensigns, what news of this planet and this shenaniganery that has crunched these crops?
Well, all we've done is get the probes. We don't know the analysis
Yeah,
yet.
the probes have yet to probe, sir.
It's currently being run, sir. We should have information for you shortly with any luck.
Well, check your pads, children, and let me know what's happening. I need a report now. I need to tell the ship what's going on.
Oh, Holly?
As you huddle up around Holly and Kimberlito, Holly taps furiously on her pad and goes, well, Commander, it looks like there's been a... And she looks up, and the Commander has disappeared. Welcome back, nerds. Welcome back and be very welcome. You join us again. We are on the surface of Magnum Prime, where the ensigns have finished deploying a series of probes to a field so they can start doing some research into what's gone wrong with these crops. Their XO came to see how things were going so he could report back to the ship, and then has mysteriously disappeared. Over to you, ensigns.
Well, I guess the commander had something better to do after all. All right.
What was he beamed or?
I don't know. He's gone now.
Holly, do you have anything that can tell if a beam happened?
We could just check with the ship.
Or I could just, I don't know, Ensign Samara to Commander XO. Samara to XO. Are you dead?
Ensign of 8 to bridge. We have a disappearing XO.
Of Ensign of 8, you get a lot of squelchy, squeaky static, a fragment of a voice.
Warned about this.
And not a lot else.
All right, communications officially down from ionic interference. We're on our own.
All right. Well, Ensign Samara to the rest of the away team. Is the XO with any of you?
You start to get a series of voices reporting in going, no XO here. No, we last saw him partying it up with Moffy guy. No, the last time I saw him, I think he was in the middle of a drinking game. No, I think they were doing some kind of maypole ceremony. Didn't he have one of those crowns on his head? Weren't they doing like hemline measurements? Wasn't there something to do? It's quite an extended away team, so you're getting reports in. But generally, no, they're not with him.
Was he doing anything
He's not
useful?
with them.
Was there anybody else on the away team outside of the XO that was higher than an ensign?
No, this was a peaceful, uneventful, unexciting planet. You were delivering grain and analyzing soil.
Cool. Great.
Oh.
All right. Well, the commander is missing. We can't get a hold of the ship. Somebody do a scan for transports or something. I don't know.
At this point, Ensign Bush is just like, oh my God, you're such amateurs. And she's already got her tricorder out. All of you have tricorders.
Yeah, I don't do science. That's why I said somebody else should do it.
Yeah, you don't do science, but you still have a tricorder and you still know how to work one.
Yeah. Also a forward command. You do it.
All right. 4 of 8 does pull up the tricorder and starts scanning to see if there's any anomalies in the area.
Anomalies.
Okay. Please make a... after control and medicine or science?
Feel free to use that momentum.
Please do.
I'm
Why
looking to
did-
see if any of my focuses help.
I mean,
nope.
Wouldn't it be lovely if someone on your team was assisting you?
I'll assist. All right. I'll pull out my damn.
What does assisting give me again?
I am just looking up what
If I
lend
also-
assistance.
I roll one die, and if I succeed, it adds to the total successes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to use one momentum for an extra dice.
Yeah. Can I?
I have 2 successes.
What should I also roll control whatever?
Control, medicine, or science.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do medicine. I have a 2 in that. Nope, I rolled too many dice. Hold on, don't reset. One
Well,
die.
14 was the first one, so
Okay. Which is not a success, so I do not help.
no.
Okay.
Can I try, or is there a limit to how many people that can?
No, you can assist. If you're networking, say if you were networking tricorders together, then that would enhance the, sense resolution. So that's viable. I would allow that.
Okay. Control and science. 1 dice.
Nice.
Shiny. That's
Apparently
4.
I
What
do
was
know
the
science
what
stuff.
was the difficulty?
It's 4. So it would have been difficulty 2. So you've got 2 momentum back.
Ding, ding.
So from that, there was no beam out. He is not beamed away. There's no energy signature that would suggest that he has gone anywhere. However, there is a there is an abnormal reading in the soil.
Sandworms?
Did he go? Is there like an underneath?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the
Oh.
spot where he was standing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you want to do that?
100%.
It would be better if I did it. I have wings, so I'm more likely to stop myself.
Not if
Catch
something
me.
pulls you under.
Sorry, I was just looking up the specific type of energy that you're detecting. You are picking up a form of transphasionic energy, which is most irregular.
This is most irregular.
Sounds like it. That's definitely a word I learned at some point in the academy.
Yeah. Can we make any sort of science roll to try and understand what the irregular properties are of this energy?
Like an insight science roll.
Yes, you can make an insight science roll if you would like.
Let's try. Let's try that. Let's go.
You can all make it. If you're using your tricorder, which I'm guessing you are, then it's difficulty 1.
Okay.
And it's whoever gets the most successes will count as the winner.
Well, both
So
me
Rock
and
is just
Jonathan got
playing
2.
Snake on his tricorder.
Rock just like whatever, and just walk to where
Rock hasn't actually got a tricorder. He's just got a grey box that says widdly-wee and it makes a noise.
Yeah. Just walks to where the exo disappeared.
Oh,
like,
this
I
is
don't-
my
I
sandwich.
don't-
Oh, whoops. So it's most thematic. 4 of 8. You, from your time with the Borg, you know that from dealing with various transphase systems and transphasic systems, that they are powered or caused transphase ionic disruption or leave transphase ionic radiation behind sometimes. things that are to do with transphase are very much like standard phase technology. So where people have tried to use phase-based cloaks in the Federation in the past, they phase matter out of sync with current matter. So things can literally pass through one another. So long as they don't then rephase, because then you've got two sets of matter trying to exist in the same physical space, and that's not good. Transphase ionic energy would suggest that something has left that trace behind.
I do believe that the Exo technically is still here, just out of phase. So it's not the ground. We won't fall in. She looks at Rock specifically.
That's fine too. I'm still looking at the area where he vanished. If there's any like physical leftover.
So you looked at the ground. He was probably on near the edge of where this particular stretch of crop begins, like where all your probes went into the ground. There's no break in the surface other than the tire tread marks from where your vehicles have been. There's no break marks. It doesn't, as you said, sandworms. There's nothing that looks like it's ruptured up or that somebody's been pulled down through. There's no like blood or viscera left on the surface as if he's squelched into nothingness. Similarly, there's no comm badge. There's no comm badge. Well, there's no comm badge signal. There's no physical comm badge that's popped off or anything. There's no sign that the ground has been disturbed. But you do notice as you're looking around that some of the crops at ground level are not quite as blackened as they were.
This is weird.
Jonathan would like to ask the lovely scientist who's with them, not Hollybush, but the farmer whose name that I cannot
Kimberlato.
pronounce. That's the one. By any chance, whilst attempting to correct this farming mishap, have you undergone any studies in phasing matter in or out of this?
Crikey, no. Well, we're an advanced technological planet. We have lots of technology, but we prefer not to use it because in our dim and distant past, we found it was quite disruptive to society. So we decided we wanted none of that. So
Yes.
we do our growing and such all by hand. Granted, we've got quite a lot of land to cover, so we do use some assistive technologies, like when we're harvesting, because, the harvest is everything. We are the harvest, and it connects us to the universe and the planets around us. So a lot of people rely on our crops, which is why we always have a big stockpile. We don't live hand to fist. We make sure we've got plenty in from one season maturing so that we can use that for the next season. So it doesn't have a deadly impact if we have a massive crop failure. We just do that just in case. But no, we would never use technology to do something like that because our crops need to be natural, because if they're like modified or like that could be no, that's just not us.
Not necessarily modified, but perhaps expanding your farming surface area?
Oh no, we've no need for that. It's just the land has always been like super fertile for like my whole lifetime and the lifetime of my parents before that. It's just stuff grows right well.
Is there the possibility that as a liberated Borg and having seen all of this before, and with my cybernetics focus, if I could use the Borg part of me to try and analyze the area?
Do you still have an active connection to the Borg network, to the Hive?
Probably not.
And I would say, unfortunately, not in
All
this
right.
situation.
That was a relief.
The next question would be, would you like to reactivate your connection to the hive?
Listen, guys, there's a possibility I can learn more, but I might kill you.
And the GM has 19 threat, so, you know,
Avoid
a
that.
cube might arrive in orbit.
That seems unnecessary. I mean, right here, the spot where he vanished, like, this wheat is healthier. That's... Commander, are you wheat now?
I'm resisting the urge to make a wheat on pun. So badly.
Well, I mean, outside of punching the ground at this point, I'm out of ideas.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And Holly elbows you out the way and bends down and gets a tricorder close to the ground and to the plant that's regrowing. She's like, if you're not going to be any use, at least get out of the way and let a botanist do something. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is why we have Saleya normally, but
as a botanist,
yeah,
you could just be useful without standing there complaining about us.
So she starts to press buttons on a tricorder and scan said croppery, which is a word. I'm cheating at Scrabble, but it's a word. And she points out, and then she moves to a bit of the soil next to it where things are still blackened. She goes, "Oh my god, that's interesting. Are you guys seeing this?" And she presses some buttons, and it lights up on your tricorders and on Kimberlator's pad. And you see a representation of a protein chain. And it splits, and there are two cycling next to each other. One of them clearly has segments missing from it. The other one has flashing segments that are starting to appear in place. She's like, this one on... No, that's the wrong person. Oh my god, this one on the left. That's like the one that's blackened and like dead. It's literally like there are bits of the protein chain like missing. It's not that they've degraded or perished or aged or something. They're just, it's like they never existed, and without them the amino acids fail. But this one on the right hand side with the flashing ones, the like sexy disco ones, that's where the commander was, and it's like they're just coming back.
Is our exo now
is
the
he
new
wheat?
protein chain? Do we have to transfuse people into the crops to complete this protein chain?
Or something phased out in the first place?
Missing or
All of-
removed?
Yeah, like I'm not a science guy, but it seems like if these things are just as a whole are missing protein chains, that's not a thing that normally happens. And now that we have trans phase blah blah blah, I wonder if that was the problem in the first place, and that's why the crops are not quite dead but not quite alive. Something phased out part of them, and then something phased in the commander to...
At this point, your tricorder pings, and you get a hit of the commander's comm badge.
Oh, XO, we lost you there for a minute. Can you hear us now?
No response.
His communicator tricorder,
Where?
at least. Back. Yes. Can I track it? Can I?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not very far away. You could drive there quite quickly.
All right. Let's all just pile in one of these vehicles and go see if he's there, or it's just his
Yeah.
tricorder, or.
So you hop in the vehicle, you drive. It's a couple of minutes away, driving at rock speeds. And you come up to the mouth of like a cave system. And as you get there, where have my notes gone? Yeah, there we go. The first thing that you notice, Rock, is Kimberlito is instantly uncomfortable.
Problem.
Yeah, big problem. We never go into the underharvest. It's not good. It's not safe. Why would we need to? No, we've been taught and brought up to not need to and never to go into the underharvest. It's a treacherous place.
Well, good thing we
Why?
have fighters in our group, so you can stay here, Kay.
Well,
And we'll go on.
it's not about fighting. It's just what need is there to be where the harvest is not. It's
Well, the
But
need
why do
is
you call it
our
the
XO, at least his tricorder is in there.
it's just it's his com badge, his tricorder.
Yeah.
Oh, combat. Sorry,
Yeah,
combat.
but yeah.
Rejected.
Potato,
Whatever.
tomato, but just so you know. Where was I going? Yeah. No, we call it the underharvest because we know it goes under where the harvest is, but we don't ever need to go under there. But we've just always been taught not to go under there because, it's where the harvest is not, and where the harvest is where we need to be because, nobody's been under harvest in generations.
Are there stories?
Crop hasn't failed in generations. But
do you have stories of creatures or anything living down there?
no, we've been told that we need to look after the harvest because we are the harvest. We need to, look after it because it looks after other people. Without the harvest, we're screwed. They're screwed.
Yes, harvest.
It's not good.
Harvest is important. Yeah, great. All right. Well, you're welcome to stay with the car.
I will certainly not be going near that place, and I don't recommend you do. You eat. No. I just don't think you should go down either.
Well,
I apologize, Kay, but
XO is that way, or is bad.
our only commanding officer could be down there, and we need to locate them.
Yeah.
Only commanding officer on planet.
We have to at least try to find his scantness. All right.
Four will just start walking in, ignoring anything else.
And
really
I mean, and because standard issue, Rock pulls his phaser and starts walking in.
Okay.
I'm more deadly unarmed than I am with a
No, I mean I am too, but if it's way over there, then we'll figure it out. But I can punch things while holding a phaser. It's fine.
Before Jonathan follows suit, he's just going to take out his pad, type out a quick message, and send it to the rest of the ensigns. Just like, this is what we found so far. This is where we are. We're going to have a look for the XO. Just, if anything bad happens, come find us. Or not.
If we
Your
have
choice,
not
but this is
returned
where we were.
in 3 hours, this is where we left from.
Okay. Yeah, in terms of time, I'd say it's probably after lunch or kind of early afternoonish at this point. The celebrations and the blessing in the sky will probably be later on this evening, kind of after dark. But yeah. Okay. Are you?
He'll draw his phaser as well and follow suit. Being sneaky.
We come in
4
peace,
is
everybody armed.
Yeah.
4 is at the lead with her tricorder scanning and following directions to find the combat.
As the three, Ensign Hollybush decides that she's going to stay with Kimberly Ator, just in case. Also, it's one less person for me to think about. We cut to back on the ship. In the transporter room, you've got Chief Crankit and a number of engineering team. And there's books and pads everywhere. There are bits of technology pulled out, and he's going, right, Crankit, let's start again. Page 1. First locate switch A and flip it to position B. Okay, switch A, position B. Next, find flange socket outermost. Okay, set flange socket outermost. You pick up that there's just a lot of stress and tension as they're trying to work out what the actual Jeffries tube is wrong with this transporter. Meanwhile, there's just this steady blue glow of Slayer still buffering. Meanwhile, down in engineering, there's half an engineering team having a wonderful time doing engineering checks and diagnostics on the warp core. They're having the time of their lives. There are party hats. Fabulous time. Party blowers, all sorts. Astrometrics. They are tracking like the alignment of the planets, and they're watching everything line up. And each time one gets another click closer into line, they're like taking shots and like taking recordings, and it's like a big drinking party going on in astrometrics. Yeah. It's like, oh, there's another moon, there's another moon, there's another moon. Shot, shot, shot. Yeah. On the bridge, everything's normal. They're just monitoring things, scanning for life forms. They have a half garbled message that tried to come up from the planet, but they couldn't clear it up. So they're working on it, but they're unconcerned, you know. It's a calm, peaceful planet. What could possibly go wrong? Back in the cave. In the cave system, it's one of those caves where the air is slightly musty. It's not too damp, but it's not exactly muddy. The ground underfoot is fairly loose. And as you start to make your way further in, it gets a bit craggy, and there are some quite steep drop-offs. So you need to be careful where you're stepping and where you're going. Your tricorders have a torch mode, we'll say, for the sake of safety. So you can just about see where you're going, but the further in you go, it's pitch black, so you can only see where you're going.
I would just like to say I have dark vision.
Seriously, you have dark vision, or you're just D&D?
No, I'm making the joke.
Cool. I was like, I'm sure I don't see that on the character sheet. I don't think that's a thing in this system, but I might not have seen it, and it might be a thing that I've not read in the source book. So, just
Can we spend momentum to get dark vision?
Right. Okay. I'm spending 5 threat. Rocks fall. 4 of 8 dice.
Rock falls, 4 of 8 dice.
Yeah. You trip over, push it down a canyon. Yeah. 100%. It's like dominoes. Okay. You make your way through. What are you looking for? How are you feeling?
Well, I'm following the beacon to try and find the communication badge, but I'm utilizing the survival instincts that I gained being stuck in the Borg Collective to keep an eye of what's around me.
Okay.
But my goal is to get to this comp badge.
Okay. For you as a Aurelian, your origin to be outside. Moreover, it's to be in a tree in the sky. being on the ground is one thing. Being underground is not natural. It's not comfortable. And it feels like a bag of wrong.
I mean, it's no worse than being claustrophobic in the Borg Collective, but... So, is there a roll I should make to try and keep my cool while following this ping?
No, I don't think there is. But if I do get you to make rolls, your complication range might be slightly larger.
Okay.
I was just thinking, downshifts, this would be a perfect time for them, but they don't exist in this system. Devil! Disadvantage doesn't exist in this system. How can I screw with my players? Oh, I've got threat. Okay. A mountain of it. Cool. You continue to scan, and as you approach, you get to about 10 or so meters out as you round a corner, and in front of you, you can kind of make out sort of a shimmer of a body. No head. Rock. I need you to roll me an insight command roll.
Insight command. Investigation?
No.
Okay. It's the only one I think that might apply. So, I'll spend. So we've transitioned scenes, so we're down 1. I'll spend 1, so we're at 3 momentum. Insight command. Okay, we're good. Okay. Dose.
You receive a number of jumbled images in your head. They don't seem ordered. They don't seem, well, they're coherent, but the general feeling you get from them is a question of what are you?
I mean, does any of it feel like XO?
No.
Okay. Telepathically, because if they're trying to communicate telepathically, I can't too. I'm Ensign Rock Samara from Starfleet. Who are you?
Give me a presence and command.
None of my focuses apply. Momentum. Spending. Go. 2 again. It's my number.
Jonathan. You kind of have a moment as if somebody's hit you around the back of the head with something heavy.
Literally or figuratively?
Figuratively.
Okay.
You know that moment where you hurt yourself and you see stars? Like you stub your toe really bad and you feel this jumble of feelings and emotions and thoughts, like intrusive thoughts, as if your mind was running away from you. Like you're lost in thought, you're daydreaming, but at high speed. And the thought that's consuming your brain that you're trying to work out is, why are you here? Why are you here?
Jonathan thinks about the need for exploration and adventure that he's found since joining Starfleet, but also this urge to uncover the truth, just information in general.
You get cut off, no. And then your thought becomes much more succinct of, why are you here?
He tries to picture the XO.
Make me a daring command roll.
That's not bad. I'll take that. I'll take a point of momentum to
Yep.
roll 3.
Down to 1.
Also 2 successes.
Cool. Now, because my brain is terrible, Rock, what did I ask you?
Why was he here?
Who
What
are
are
you?
Rob,
That
Rob,
was it.
sorry.
The who or what? But yeah.
Was
Too
it
many
who,
questions
or was it what?
happening.
Yeah,
I think
my brain.
I think it might have been what are you?
What are you? Yes, it was. What are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you? 4 of 8. You get a sensation not unlike when you were sharing knowledge with the collective. It's not taking something from you. It's not forcing something onto you. It is a collaborative feeling. There's nothing painful about it. There's nothing invasive about it. So it's like the nice part of the collective, not the like
Horrible part.
horrible
The
part.
nice
Yeah.
part.
It's
The
that
nice
high
aspect of
of
being a
knowledge without
dork.
the pain and suffering. Yeah. It's the happy, like, yeah. Moving swiftly on. You don't get a question, but you instead get context of the feeling of alignment, of the feeling of circular momentum, of like spinning round and then coming to a halt, and then like the feel of a tide washing over you, of it flowing out one way and then pulling back another, and then that circular momentum happening again, and then the tide pulling out and then pulling back in, and then the circular momentum. And each time it happens, you feel renewed and refreshed. And as you complete that circular journey, you go from invigorated to drained, and then refreshed again. Invigorated, drained, and refreshed.
I think that this alignment that is happening in the sky is behind everything. The crops, the XO. I'm getting images and it's weird, but not.
Wait. they're communicating with you as well?
It's like when I was part of the hive mind, but not invasive. Not that you guys would know how
Jonathan?
invasive it is because you were not born.
This feels very invasive.
It gets better.
One person should be inside my mind.
I guess this, out loud, we're here to help if we can. We need to find our commander, though.
Does this body on the ground look familiar in any way?
The body is not on the ground.
Oh,
It's kind of melded to the wall, as in,
Phased into the wall.
yeah, that's the best explanation. I've kind of gave a bit of it away earlier, but it stops at the shoulders.
So that's why we can't see if there's a head or not.
Is it wearing a scant?
Oh no, as in it stops at the shoulders. There is no head.
Okay.
And it's if you imagine a mannequin, but you can only see like the front half of the mannequin, but it's like in the wall. So sorry, what was your question, Michael? Just so I answer it.
Is
correctly.
it wearing a scant?
Yeah, it's kind of. It's not like a solid form that you can see. It's like if you imagine the Jedi Force Ghost, but they turn the transparency down to about 3%.
Oh,
So it's
the vaguest
you've kind of got
outline
that iridescent shimmer.
Yeah.
Like as you move around in the light, you can just make different. But you can kind of make out like a very faint, sparkly gold hemline at like hi-fi light.
Yeah.
So the question was,
It was, we're here to help, but we need
yeah.
to find our commander.
Your brain gets the feeling that the one you refer to as commander is I'm trying to think of the right word, the word that it would use. They are part of the whole now, as in WHOLE.
Does Rock say any of that out loud?
I think we're dealing with some sort of hive mind, possibly.
It's not the Borg. 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 It's not the Borg.
It's very much not.
You get a different feeling that it's not the hive, it's the one. It is.
Okay.
You get the feeling of one lone creature that lives in isolation.
Feeling has shifted. Apparently, I'm getting the emotions and I'm not the empath. There's just one being. So it's not like the Borg. It's not a hive mind. It's one thing. And it's in isolation and things are absorbed into it.
It becomes part of the whole, part of the one.
That's worse than the Borg, in my opinion.
We are sure that this is a
Could we
planet.
have him back? My boss will get real upset if I don't bring him home.
Really? You you get the feeling of remorse, or what you think is how someone feels remorse for the first time. So they've never encountered this feeling before. But the answer is unfortunately not. They are part of a whole.
Has 4 relayed the whole like life cycle thing?
Probably, yeah. Like told
Yeah.
you how it was.
Yeah.
I think it's the planet that we're talking
I think
to.
it's yeah.
And I wonder if it's the alignment. Maybe this is. It would be.
For
It's strange.
it's gonna like really concentrate and think at this being. Are you why the crops have failed? While Rock's saying whatever he's saying right now.
So as you're reaching out to it, you again get another layer of context of that when the planets align and that tidal force, it draws this creature, for want of a better word, out where they need to be able to replenish. And their replenishment is what then nourishes the planet to continue
So
its
something has gone
nourishment
wrong
of the system.
with
Something's
And
missing.
over a 100-year cycle, it loses its nourishment. And after 100 years, it has to
It's tired and hungry.
re-nourish itself to pass that
What?
back on.
What is your nourishment? What's missing?
And that's when you see an image of the Exo just before he dies.
the people probably used to do sacrifices and they no longer do sacrifices, and that's the nourishment. Awesome.
They do keep saying they are the harvest.
Is there something that used to happen above ground that is no longer happening?
You get the feeling of nothing has changed, that it's always just, you get the feeling of the loop and then just one person joining the whole, and then another loop, and then just one person joining the whole. But each time somebody joins the whole, the life, you see the extra layer of context that somebody joins the whole and the planet is green and lush with life, and the other planets in the system are green and lush with life. And as the whole 100-year cycle happens, they slowly lose their color and they fade to black. As they come back to their alignment, one joins the whole and they become green and lush again. And then they do another cycle. As they come to the end of the cycle, they become black and faded. Another
So
life
100
joins
years
the whole.
ago, this whole thing happened and they just didn't write it the fuck down?
I
Did any
think
of
we
us
need to
ask?
talk with Kimbolito and Fancy Dress, or whatever their name was. The
Muffy
leader.
guy.
Muffy guy, yeah. There's something they didn't do or haven't done, and maybe just neglected to mention to Starfleet.
No, it said that nothing changed. They said that this is the being inside our heads right now said nothing changed. It's the
Just a
cycle. This
Yeah, no,
always
and
happens.
and
misunderstanding.
instead of one of the Maglins joining the whole, it
took our XO.
It took XO, which leads me to believe that there's probably some sort of ceremony or something where one of the Maglins would willingly join the whole. This is a perpetuating cycle, but maybe they're trying to get around it. Maybe they didn't want to tell Starfleet that, oh, hey, by the way, every 100 years, one of us sacrifices
all of those
themselves.
activities.
He did.
He didn't. He took part in every one of those activities.
He put on the
they deliberately.
But just a cultural
I'm gonna go punch a Maglin. Rock just turns around and starts walking out.
Ford does put a hand on his shoulder and stops him. We need to...
Diplomacy, right? Sure, yeah.
Yes.
But hopefully punching.
One of the last things you feel as you turn to go and walk is a feeling of confusion from whatever it is you've been communicating with. It doesn't understand your concept of violence.
This isn't your
and
fault.
the feeling fades. And you feel like it's not there anymore.
All right, so before we leave, we do need order of operations. Talk to Kimberlito and see if what EXO participated in was part of a ceremony that we were not made.
Subtly, I think. To
Well,
not
yes.
give
I am
away
not subtle. It will not be me.
I'll do what I can.
Ask questions.
Yeah. Just ask about the culture and because
I have a feeling there's going to be issues with us having come down here at all. There very likely could be reinforcements waiting to detain us for having come into the Under Harvest.
That is possible. Yeah.
I'm going to try the communicator to talk to Holly. Holly, can you hear me from there?
Sorry, Holly has gas. Brr. Oh
Holly
my
is
God,
0.
Did you hear that? Yes, I'm here. What do you need?
We just wanted to confirm that we could contact you from in here. Has anything changed in the situation out there?
No, only that we're glad to hear your voice because Kimberlito's kind of having a panic attack because he's terrified that you're all going to die because you're in Under the Harvest.
All right. We will be back soon.
Okay, please hurry.
Now, do I have to make a roll?
Do you have any
paper
bags? Did you bring any paper bags with you? Because any paper bags?
There's some in the vehicle.
Oh, cool. In where in the vehicle?
Just in the glove compartment.
Under the driver's seat.
Oh, thanks. Bye.
I think perhaps we're looking at this as an act of aggression when perhaps this is just completely a cultural misunderstanding. He didn't seem to understand himself that this
or
could
it
be
was
their
leader that tricked him and is the only person who is
fully cognizant. Yeah.
If one person goes missing amongst an entire population,
every 100 years somebody goes, they celebrate somebody. But if the whole celebration is part of it, that's a cultural thing. It's a celebration. It's
while we're having this conversation, 4 is looking at the tricorder and hopefully has mapped their way in here to get back out.
I'll say you're smart enough to be able to find your way back out.
Breadcrumbs.
Yeah, but nobody has set foot in this cave ever. So the only footprints that exist are yours So yeah, you'll find your way out.
We do come out, and I'll walk up to Kimberlito and awkwardly pat his shoulder back. It's okay. We're back.
He has the paper bag over his nose and mouth, and it's just going, and then it bursts. And Holly passes him another bag. There's a pile of disposed paper bags that have all burst whilst he's hyperventilating in and out of these paper bags.
Oh God,
Yeah,
that's all right. We're safe. We're back. You couldn't stop emoting so loudly.
Yeah, he's
Long, deep breaths. Kimberlito.
Bang.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Kimberly, you can certainly try.
The events that the EXO were joining in, participating in today?
Mm-hmm. I'm physically not breathing.
Do they have...
Breathe, Jay. Breathe.
Too far into the character. Too
Yeah.
far into the
Too
character.
deep. Too
Pull
deep.
back.
Too deep.
Do they have any sort of cultural significance? Is this something you do every century?
Well, we do them every century because, like, we got the blessing of the sky with the alignment and everything. But basically, we just like an excuse for a good piss up. Who doesn't? And planetary alignments, they don't happen often. I mean, you should see our astrometrics people. When it comes to times like this, they are a mess for weeks after. They're like a special breed, that lot. It's like they don't drink for 100 years, and then it happens all in the space of 24 hours.
And I've heard he had a crown.
Oh, we have headwear for everything. You saw Moffy Guy at the entrance. Hot glue guns, feathers, sequins. Give us any excuse. We craft the crap out of everything.
Is in this celebration, is somebody like crowned like King of the Harvest or something?
Pretty much everybody. Like, we don't like to discriminate, because if you have one person with a great big crown, then somebody else will get bitter that they've got a better crown than them, and then you have a competition about who can make the best crown, and then it becomes like bitter, and then people start trashing each other's crowns, and then you start sabotaging glue, and before you know it, there's a brawl, and there's no point in having that. So just everybody has a crown, and we all make them great big, and we all have a right good laugh.
Okay.
Kimberlito.
Here he goes, and he pulls out a pad and shows you a photo of his crown. It's fabulous.
I assume you have obviously never witnessed any of these before, unless you're a very long-lived race, and I was not made aware of that. Is there any tales of people going missing during the alignment?
Missing? As in... Why would they go missing? What, like a magic trick? Like a show?
Or anything? Like, just, is there any rumors that surround the alignment?
No.
Cool.
Well, not that I know of. Why? What's happened?
Insight check.
Yes.
Okay. Insight.
Command?
Security.
Security? Also good for me.
Can I make this as well?
Psychology. I feel like one of those applies. We have one. I'm going to give you a threat for an extra die since we're only down to 1 momentum.
Can I use my persuasion focus since I was the one talking to Kimberlito?
Yes, we'll allow you to roll an assist die.
And assist. Okay, so I'll just roll 1.
Yeah. You're queuing him up. Oh, nice.
Ooh, bringing me to 5. What was the difficulty?
2, so you got 3 momentum.
Nice.
There's no deception there. Everything that he has said to you, he is being honest about.
Okay.
He doesn't know of anything that's gone wrong.
I do
But
feel
he's
that we.
starting to get quite scared about the fact that your exo hasn't teleported away, that he has suddenly gone missing, and that you 3 seem particularly concerned.
I believe we should report into. Remind me the name of the Mafia?
Muffy guy.
Mafia guy. I do believe we should report into Mafia with what has occurred and go from there.
Why? What's occurred?
The missing XO. Four is trying to not come out and say the honest part out loud. She has a problem with of him
Make me
dead.
a daring command roll.
Okay. Two successes.
I'm going to spend some threat.
Oh no.
That's how.
He looks at you with a weird sense of kind of astute calm, and his mouth drops open and he just goes, "Oh my God, your Exo's dead, isn't he?" And
More
that's
than
where
that.
we're going to stop. Oh, okay, no, we'll say more than that. And he
So
looks at you
technically,
and
no.
goes, "What?"
It's a story.
It's complicated.
And I think, yeah,
It's
your
part of
planet
the
is
whole-
strange. The end.
Okay, and we'll stop there.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're not going to resolve this in one episode. It's going to be a 2-parter, ladies. Well, 3-parter, technically, ladies and gentlemen. So, in no particular order, Killian, your favorite moment for you and for somebody else.
My favorite moment for 4 was the rolling out of the truck and just, I'm not a science person, god damn it. My favorite moment for somebody else would have to be Brock stopping short of the child and finding out it's the nephew of the leader.
Cool. Matthew, what was your favorite moment for you and for someone else?
Favorite moment for me was, damn it, Holly, I'm a pilot, not a scientist. Yep. Favorite moment for someone else? This is going to sound really mean. I liked that 4 of 8 went rolling out of the vehicle, but like at no point did anybody seem to remember that 4 of 8 had wings.
It was very surprising to get thrown from the vehicle.
Yeah,
if you're thrown at the
to
right
use
angle, wings don't matter.
Yeah, you don't get enough lift to be able to. Yeah,
Too much
just like,
it was
spin.
is she going to fly?
it was a complicated. So
I know.
it was
I
a
get
no,
it.
Yeah.
I was just like, are we going to see? No.
Yeah.
Someday.
You're lucky I was being kind with, considering the amount of threat I had.
There was so much.
There could have been
threat.
broken bones and all sorts in there.
Yeah,
So.
just for anybody watching, there is currently 15 threat. After,
And we hit 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
you
the
maxed
game.
my threat pool, so you're
Yeah.
lucky nobody is dead, frankly.
And I'll do it every time.
Yeah, it's literally GMs are just like, it's like, yeah, don't be evil as a GM, don't be evil as a GM, and then in this system, it's like, here's a whole pool of evil.
And Michael's just
yeah,
like, have some more. And now I'm just
have
like,
all
well,
the
if
evil.
Michael's doing it, well then.
And for the avoidance of doubt, before we come on to Michael, we will maintain, well, you'll lose a momentum because we're about to change scene, but we'll maintain this threat momentum pool into the next game because, you know, it's a
Well,
continuation.
that's fine.
As it should be. Michael, favorite moment for Rock, favorite moment for another player?
I mean, favorite moment for me was probably digging through the ditches, burning through the witches, and slamming in the back of my, not quite a Dracula, but someday maybe. And for someone else, I gotta go with poor 4.
This is
Duck and
really
roll,
mean.
duck and roll.
You know, maybe it was payback for losing a bet to 4. Maybe it was... maybe it was the fact that 4 is too honest and says too much. There's any number of reasons that Jonathan threw me.
Bad driving.
Awesome. Well, we are going to call it there. Thank you very much, anybody, if you stayed with us this long, and thank you for bearing with the very brilliant editing that we've had to implement, because quite a lot of this wasn't done on the first take, believe it or not. So, just as we depart, we will say, live long and prosper. Hailing frequencies closed. See you next time.